warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to all. I'm Amir. I think some of you may know me from somewhere. I've lost a bit of my voice, that's why I'm not talking to many people. I was in a conference, we were in a conference, I was talking for about 3 days, and it was quite a busy and active conference. We had Sidek the whole of this week that ended last night, yesterday, and we had to talk to a few hundred people. So it was quite an interesting conversation we had, and that's why that explains the voice. So it's not meant to be like this. It's supposed to be a lot more, well, not like star, but it's meant to be more proper. Okay. I represent today. I represent MSTB, Malaysian Software Testing Board, in terms of the talk. And but actually, I'm in the industry. I'm from the industry. I worked in custom media as a consultant, as a technologist, as a strategist, and together with John and Nishi and Mastura, I think we are part of a global community that talks about quality, that talks about technology, that works on many things in international standards and all. So I've known both Nishi and John for at least 10 years now. We've been meeting every year around the world a couple of times. The recent one in Finland, the airport for the IIC meeting. 4 weeks ago in Tokyo with Nishi, and it was the reverse. I gave the talk first, then Nishi talked after me. Now I have to speak after Nishi in Kuala Lumpur. So, so it's quite an interesting thing. And what you see is that today, before today, we never talk about this talk. We never discuss the three of us. So John looks at the future trends and what he observed coming from the North America and Europe. That's where his domain is mostly, his contacts are, but he has other network around the world, obviously. Nishi-san, basically, he's very Asia Pacific, but also internationally connected. So we see the two extremes of the global movement with regards to IR 4.0, Industry Revolution 4.0, and here we in Malaysia sit in the middle. I think the thing we should recognize is that we can benefit from both sides of the globe. That's the part I think we should recognize. And most of the time, we don't recognize that. That's the problem. And I think Maswa and I, we've been going around trying to make friends and try to network. And networking, international network, is priceless. You cannot buy this. You cannot buy trust. You cannot buy relationship. You have to work on it. So I've seen a lot of us thinking that we can buy into the international network. We cannot, not from my experience. And one of that is that in the proof of this presentation today, what I was trying to say earlier was, we never planned this discussion. We never planned this event, not till very late. So I don't know what John was going to talk about. I didn't know what Nishi-san was going to talk about. They don't know what I was going to talk about. But by the time I finish my slides, it's like a miracle thing. Some of the things we talk about overlaps and just, complements each other and go in the right direction. So I think that's something that I think I would try to point out. And maybe then you understand where I'm coming from, why we sit in the middle and we can benefit really greatly from all these friends we have around the world. I won't say much. I don't claim I'm an expert on IR 4.0, but I have been talking about many things from many perspectives. And today I'm going to take a perspective of quality, which is mentioned by John, mentioned by Nishi, right? And I think this is where Malaysia should also put some effort in and some focus in. Okay, so not like John and Nishi, I will not talk a lot about myself. I'll talk a bit about MSTB, but I think the strategic intention is for the organization than me as a person. MSTB works with many experts, local experts, Malaysian experts, regional experts, and also experts around the world. And proof that two of them here today and many more. So it is meant to help drive the quality through industry initiative. That's the intent of MSTB from the very, very beginning. As early as 2005, 2006, when the pro-tem committees were set up, officially registered in 2008 as company limited guarantee. From the very day one, it was internationally connected. That's the part that a lot of people don't recognize. To be internationally connected, you can buy, like I said, you can buy trust, you can buy relationship, you have to work on it. And that work started even way before 2006. It started from the MSC days. Okay, that was in the 90s. So Nastura champions MSTB, and all those things came around, and today we are internationally connected and work on many things. We represent Malaysia in ISO standards. I know there were some concerns and some questions on ISO standards, but don't worry. Like John says, it is a guide, it is a reference point. Like Nishi says, it's a basis for international trade. Those are all critical information that we must know about international standards. But I can put it another way for international standards, because I hear the question came, or that was put forward earlier, was on international standards. International standards have various levels, right? There's proprietary standards, there is industry de facto standards, then de jure. De jure is international standards. So when you talk about international standards, it is not leading, but at least it is the current state of practice, meaning that internationally agreed, this is the current state of practice on a certain topic, on a certain industry, on a certain technology, whatever the domain is. So meaning that from the ground to that level of practice, the world is already practicing. So there's not much more innovation below that level. But if we don't conform, we are lagging. That is the indication. It's not necessarily a performance. But what we should do is from that level upwards is where the novelty may come in, is where the innovation should be focused on. Above the standards, not below the standards. That's the current state of practice. So if we look at it that way, then it doesn't become a challenge, nor does it become a risk. It becomes an opportunity for all of us. So it's a body of knowledge to understand the current state of practice, accepted by at least 60 countries of the world, because at least 60 countries votes for the ISO standards. Okay, so if we understand that, then we can do international trade. Okay, standards will be used in international trade as a non-tariff barrier, meaning that you can regulate standards if any government wishes to. And that will not contradict with WTO, World Trade Organization's rules. Financial tariff barrier is not allowed, but technology and standards tariff barrier is allowed in international trade. So if we understand that, we can trade. If we don't understand that, then we will complain why we cannot export our products. So those are the things we should understand. But I will not delve into that a lot more. We can talk about that if there's a need on the side. But the intent again, to help improve the quality within our industry, and our industry got to grow, our industry must survive. So MSTB was formed. And we achieved many things. It's like a trend, whatever whoever we work with, we shout about it, because we're industry body. Activities, main activities is about certification. Again, there are some concerns about certification. Is certification necessary? Is it not an obstacle to progress? So I think Nishi mentioned a couple of things about certification, so did John. So it's about attestation of a third party about us. We have various experiences in MSTB about certification. We have international parties coming to us, asking us to certify them so they can use our certification as attestation for them to go further into new markets. So that means you have a third party organization helping certify quality for some people, for certain aspects. So it works. And we have Russians coming to us actually, talking about that. And we have lawyers coming to us, asking us to be, what do you call it, expert witness to certain legal battles or legal disputes. So certifications and quality does help in various aspects. And the bottom one is important here. Okay. There's a conference we just finished. My hope is that this conference happens annually, and we have international speakers coming here and sharing. We open up the whole conference for networking. So if you attend, you become friends with all the speakers that comes over the world. Well, that's the way to start networking. Okay? Other than that, track records, I think I want to say a lot. Other than we do many things. We've been around since 2008 officially, earlier before that unofficially. Okay, so the next few slides is about the who and who we know and talk about. ASQN was the conference in Japan that I spoke before Nishi. Now I speak after him here. MMI Foundation and all that. And there's a lot more that we don't put on slides, like Fraunhofer, Germany, okay, like Tron Forum, Japan. All we are very connected. These are all technology leaders of the world. Obviously, John, grand testing is also a technology leader.
Grand.
And various service offering, obviously we need to survive as well. So we offer, hopefully, to the industry a value proposition. And we do consultancy, we do independent testing, we do certification, we provide facilities to do tests. We have a state-of-the-art test lab in Puchong. We don't promote it too much. That is our problem. Being technologists, we don't market ourselves too well. Mastura is responsible for marketing and she's not doing her job well. I always tell her that. And then she comes back to me, Amir, you're not doing your testing well, you're supposed to be the technologist. I say, okay, So we always have these positive arguments between the two of us. But we have to do this job better, I guess, Mastura. Okay, but do talk to us if there's anything about quality that you need assistance. Please come to us. We'll see how we can work together. Okay. Okay, I'll go on again. Collaborations, we have a few. We are working to further help our own vocation, right? I'm not talking about vacation. Sorry, John, I know you're retiring, but I don't have a vacation here. I work. And so we are talking to MBOT, the Malaysian Board of Technologies, which is a regulated agency, and they signed to the Seoul Accord, trying to put Malaysia on the technologies map. Okay, and we are working with them to get ourselves recognized by them. So software testing is already an official technology subfield within ICT recognized by MBOT. So anyone of us in the industry who want to get our technology title, PS or B-Tech, professional technology, okay, which is not equivalent to IR, but technology is all now recognized by MBOT. And talk to them, they know us. So we are going to market very fast soon. We're going to have a few events together with them promoting that. So we are trying to build ourselves. With all this, it helps us as professionals to go and make new friends and make business and whatever that we need to do. Even find research partners, so that's also very important. Cybersecurity and SIRIM, I'll talk about that later in some of my slides, but there is a good collaboration between us, MSTB, Cybersecurity Malaysia and SIRIM. There are people contacting us to help build capability. So far we worked with HRDF, we have had that for many years. Now Selangor government is approaching us to see whether we can help professionals in Selangor and a few other states governments. So things are happening. We're quite busy, but then again we will always have time with the industry. Funny, we talk about quality. MSTB recognized quality from day one as a key differentiator and a very strategic value that we must have in all the things we do. And we came out with a book called Quality First. Okay, and the book is Quality First in a world dependent on software that is everywhere and nowhere. Right? Interesting way to describe software. It's everywhere and it's also at the same time nowhere. You don't know where it is. You never know the software here, embedded. There could be software in the mouse, embedded. So software is everywhere and we don't even recognize it. But it's an essential part of our modern life. Okay, and do we take it for granted? Most of us do. We take it for granted. So this book is supposed to address the higher level of our management team or management organization. And the book is, I think, given complimentarily in the last publication. But I don't know whether there's going to be another second round of publication. I don't know whether they brought the book here or not, but it was given out. And we get very positive feedback about the quality discussions in there for the management. Okay. Point is, in the book, we have said, besides many other things, including the Gartner Hype Curve, it's all there, but we said three things. Fundamentally, it's about people, it's about process, it's about the product. Fundamentally. If we can attack these three, we can address these three, and put an inequality focus, usually we don't go wrong. I'm not saying that there is no perfect model in the world. We have to accept that. Just like there's no such thing as zero defects. We have to accept that. Okay, but do we have some guiding principles? Do we have some guiding models? Hopefully it's more than a mental model. It's on paper somewhere. We can use it as a communication tool. We can use it as something we talk about as change management, organization change management aid. So these are the things that we do. So this is a simple model where you talk about people, you talk about process, you talk product. So it's fundamental and it is applicable across whatever domain you are, including IR 4.0. It doesn't fail. So if we say that, okay, previously we use this for banking, financial services, yes, it worked. Before this, we say we use this for manufacturing, discrete manufacturing, yes, it worked. We said before this, we need this for aerospace industry, it worked. Why doesn't it work for IR 4.0? So that is the point I'm putting forward to us, you know. So the quality culture at the end of the day is what we have to push for in our organizations, within our community. And the quality first mindset, you know, should not be a compromise at all. Right now, we think quality can come second, third, fourth, or last. No, that's bad. I talked to Dr. Nishi, or Nishi-san, since 12 years ago. He challenged Masura and I. What do you want Malaysia to be? A user country or a world leader? He said that statement 12 years ago when I first met him in the first SoftTech conference. Right, Dr. Nishi? I still remember that. That's why I really value your relationship and friendship with me. So, you know, Masura and I was struggling to answer, you know, oh, wow, we've been a user country all these years. When are we going to be leaders? We want to be leaders. How can we be leaders? Why should we work on to be leaders? We don't know, there's so many things. But if we use quality as one of the things to look into first and foremost and try to be leaders, we shouldn't go wrong. Because that's what Japan did all the while. Now, Japan is a gifted country in a way that they don't have to work on quality. The ninja and samurai culture makes sure quality is a way of life. Yeah, Nishi-san? So they don't have to tell people about quality. We do. We have to tell our spouse about quality. My spouse will tell me about quality. I have to tell my children about quality, my friends about quality, my work peers about quality. Japan doesn't have that problem. So that's why when Demings goes to Japan in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, I can't remember Demings, he revolutionized the whole industry in Japan and started Japanese product. And you know what we said about Japanese product a long time ago, right? When I was young, Japanese Nissan car, that time was called Datsun, before it was Nissan, is a tin can. So things like that we say about Japanese product. Now do we dare say that? They revolutionized the whole industry. And look at Korea. Korea is catching up with Japan. Korea was behind us many, many years ago. We even beat the Korean soccer team. Now we are way behind Korea by far. You can't even beat them. They're in the World Cup, where are we? So things like that. So that means that we were there somewhere, sometime ago, but where are we now? So there's some formula wrong with us. Okay, so maybe the quality mindset, maybe the quality initiatives that we do, the culture is maybe we have to look at it. You know? So I'm suggesting that as the way forward. So MSTB suggests that as well. So quality, let's not talk about definition and all this. There are various definitions, international standard and all. But one thing I can say, even the definition of quality will evolve. There will be new variables put into the formula that we call the formula for quality. That we must always understand. It is not static, and it will never be static. Okay, so let's go on. Now a little bit of IR 4.0. I should qualify that I'll take this discussion or this second topic. How much more time have I got, Masura? Nishi stole some of my time. Okay, so I'm not an expert, but I've been talking about this topic a long, long time. And maybe I'll put it in slightly a different perspective. When John and Nishi talked about this, they still went into Zoom deep dive. You know, we look at some of the things, the success stories, the failures in Japan, you know, the models, the new models about the supply chain. He talked about the ecosystem that we probably can leverage off and do used car sales and probably become a billionaire. Then John talked about the security attacks and all the stuff, all the high-tech stuff, you know. He's talking about rocket science, you know, and all the stuff. Where do we start? Remember, we're between East and West. So I thought the first thing is that we should understand IR 4.0, at least from the outside looking in. At least from the outside looking in. So I think this is a good start. Okay? IR 4.0 is a revolution that came before it 3 other revolutions of industry. Okay? And this could be again a checklist. Where are we today? You know, some of our companies may be already embarking and have been investing in IR 4.0. But where are the rest of our partners within our supply chain? Are they still in the first generation? Are they still in the second generation? Or partly in the third? It's a mixed world. It's not an ideal world. Okay? So we have to understand that. So great, Nishi-san, your supply chain looks very ideal. Everything's smart, from smart financing to smart used car sales. But in Malaysia's context, we are a mixed industry with various level of maturity and advancement. Okay, and I look at it as a quality champion, as a quality practitioner, as a quality consultant. So we are mixed, and there is a big struggle to go to artificial intelligence, AI. Why? Because a lot of us don't really understand AI. I don't. I will never claim I understand AI. All I know about AI from a quality perspective is that you're working with non-deterministic technologies. Compared to anything before that, it's all deterministic. A test case is a test case. Conditions, input, output, expected result. In a non-deterministic system, expected result is non-deterministic. It will change as the machine learns, as the technology learns. So those sort of things, you know, we have to be careful of, we have to be aware of. And this is where Nishi was talking to me about QA for AI Society in Tokyo, right, in Japan. So maybe we should link up with them, talk to them, understand if really we're going to the 5th generation. But before that, please understand, where are we on the radar itself? And where is our supply chain on the radar itself? Where are our partners and stakeholders on the radar itself? First, second, third, or fourth industry revolution. It's a mix, okay? But if we were to dive in a bit into 4.0, okay, and John, Nishi, and I think we fully understand there's so many technologies. Nishi called it a package. John called it a systems of systems. There are so many technologies, and that is not comprehensive. There are more technologies on the map, which I don't even put it there. Or my researcher didn't even put it there. I have a researcher friend, which is easy, also same name with Amir. So, you know, we did some research and we found that there's so many core technologies, and there's more coming. It doesn't stop. Okay, and that is IR 4.0 from a technology standpoint. So me coming in as a quality champion, I look at it as a black box. Maybe the best I can do is look at it as a gray box. But can I look at it as a white box, knowing all the hardware? Maybe not. Even if I do, it's probably one or two bubbles, not all bubbles. Right? Then, the thing is, because I'm a quality guy, I look at it, the end story. Given all this mix of technologies and complexities of it, and failure points and attack points, and you know whatever else that can go with all the risks and opportunities with this model, where are we supposed to end up with? I'm suggesting, and I think, that the state to be in operationally is basically 4 KPIs, 4 focus. Okay? Remember, we're not talking about the vertical domains here, we're talking about the horizontal technology state of practice. So perhaps, where John says the integration points and all this stuff, that falls under interoperability. It's a long word to pronounce, but I still we call it interop. You go internationally, you say interop, everybody understands. The word integration is slightly diminishing. The word interop, the term interop is the one that's prevailing. That's the current state of discussion. The second is about information. No doubt we talk about transparency, but do not ignore the security and the privacy of information. Okay? In our law in Malaysia, we have PDPA. PDPA is modeled after the European, what's the law is it? GDPA, right? Yeah. Okay? Now, if we don't have the PDPA law in Malaysia, we cannot trade with EU. EU will not trade with Malaysia. So understand that law. But when you go to the US, they don't have PDPA equivalent or GDPA equivalent. They only have something called what? John, safe harbor. Alright, so all those things need to be understood. So in terms of information, it goes to the extent of legal understanding of data. Technical assistance, we need help. That's why I keep on saying that build the network, build the relationship, build the trust. Okay? And because some technology may come from the West, others may come to the East, but I think Malaysia have a chance to even produce some other pieces of the technology to make it a bigger puzzle. I was talking to some researchers from UPM with regards to they call it some of the devices and try to build standards for sensors and actuators and all the stuff. They try to do it. But the point is that maybe the funding, the grants for research is not as much as Japan and US. So to catch up, to sustain the research is not easy. So perhaps the industry can come in and work closer with the Malaysian researchers, you know? And obviously, because it's distributed, it's global, there's a cloud technology supporting all this stuff, you know, this decentralized decision making is there. I mean, we started to see decentralization of decision making since the outsourcing and nearshore, offshore business model came about. So that's been like a couple of years already today. But now, more so with IR 4.0, the whole world is connected. Remember, software is everywhere and nowhere, right? So it comes to that it should be supported by the mindset and cultural change of quality first. Okay? Now, I'll move along. Please understand, I'm not trying to match John's technical presentation nor Nishi-san's technical presentation, right? I'm trying to put things in context at maybe a slightly higher abstraction layer where normal people can come into an IR 4.0 discussion and understand what needs to be attacked first or what needs to be addressed first. Okay? And I don't stand here as with the right model, no, but I say this is one proposition from MSTB. Okay, assuming that we agree this is as many technologies there are, we also agree, assumption, right? This is the state to be of operation. This state is the one that supports smart manufacturing. This is the state that one supports smart financing. This is the state that supports smart suppliers. It's a state, okay? Then, what is the path we should take? I think that's the next question you should ask. So, what happened is, if you look up many articles in the internet, there'll be many. So, what we did is that we look at one or two that I think makes a lot of sense, keep it simple, so that people can understand. And we took one combination of PricewaterhouseCoopers and something else, I can't remember what is the group. We put it together, so it's not totally PwC's model, it's actually an abstraction model of that and a couple more, and we put it simply as an ecosystem. The term ecosystem was also used by Nishiran, you know, and like I said, there's no discussion between me and him before this, but the observation is common. If you go around, you find the same observation, or almost the same observation. The first thing to do is on the left. Your left is technologically vigilant, meaning that understand what there is there and what there isn't. And this is what John tried to do. He's trying to give you the future. What was the talk about, John? Future watch. Yeah, watch out for the future. What are the technologies there? How mature are they? When are they coming from the hype curve of Gartner? Is it 4 years out there, 5 years, 10 years, or is it yesterday? Okay, look at what we have, and that's already difficult. And don't think we can do something quite immediately. I'm trying to manage my time. Right? So the next thing is to plan and test. If really we want to go in IR 4.0, look at it into small steps. Okay, PricewaterhouseCoopers emphasize on this. Do not spend money like the Japanese, what was that? The failed suit. So there's big money and it failed. That's a case of be careful. But should we not invest? Wrong. We should invest. But how do we invest? Where do we invest? How smartly can we invest? So look at it as pilot projects. Okay? So maybe find something that is the pilot project that gives us potentially the most possible return on investment for pilot project. So perhaps that's a place to start. Don't even think of a big project, because you can fail big and fail fast. Okay? Then the other thing, under this ecosystem model, the emphasis is on the workforce. You know, if you look at the latest research about workforce, sometimes they started to say in the future, degree is not even important anymore. That's quite extreme, but that's what they say. That's not my claim, okay? That's what I read. What is more important in the workforce is capability rather than education. Whether you agree, disagree, that's not our discussion today. But there are talks about that in workforce development. That's the kind of investment they are. So what is actually capability? It's about professional capabilities. What replaces the degree program is about professional certifications. That's the top. So the word is from knowledge, education to TVETs. You know, you hear about TVETs. So in this IR 4.0, the argument is more skills and capabilities rather than education itself. But I would not agree fully to that. I still believe education is important. But I have worked on this so much so that if you don't develop your skills, you lose out. Because I go overseas. Every year I go overseas. And I have to spend my own personal investment to keep abreast, to keep up to date with all my colleagues internationally. Otherwise I lose out. Okay. Then come to the fourth portion, which is you are heading towards a step called digital enterprise. Okay, that's a big word. That's a digital enterprise, right? Now, what is a digital enterprise? I don't know. But whoever is investing in IR 4.0, doing your pilot project, you should have a vision of your digital enterprise. There's no definition I've come across of a digital enterprise. It's another hype word. Okay? Is a smart manufacturing a digital enterprise? I don't know. Is a smart financing a digital enterprise? I don't know. But what is your digital enterprise? So if you take maybe these considerations, maybe this ecosystem as a map, as a mental map, and then you understand behind all this always analytics. And this guy talks about analytics big time. Data science, the cloud, this sort of connecting of technology supporting it. This is big stuff. You just cannot go IR 4.0 without the cloud behind you. And where MSTB comes in is to put in something else. Have a quality focus. Don't talk about the big stories without the quality focus. Okay? Avoid the pitfall. So the quality focus is all of us. Okay? And this is where MSTB tried to work out. This is where MSTB tried to bring the international community into Malaysia to work with our industry that way. Okay? So again, like I say, the focus is on workforce. So there are many models how to build the capability. Many models. But ensure you do not ignore any model. Have one or have a modified one for your organization. You must have a workforce development model. You cannot go IR 4.0 neglecting, ignoring the investment in workforce, in capability and competency. You cannot. Okay? It goes all the way to perhaps professional certification. Okay? Now, moving ahead, business gains. Again, I will not go vertical, I remain horizontal. I'm not going to talk about any vertical stuff here. But this slide is not wrong. We are trying to look for market competitiveness, especially coming from behind. We are behind Japan, US, EU, way behind. We are way behind Korea in many places. Why? Because if you look at IT space, and I have said these arguments many years ago, and I still hold on to this argument. Look at Malaysia in the product space of IT domain, IT market. Are we a product country, or we are more a services country? How many IPs do we have? How many patents do we register? Those are KPIs. Okay, now, so we have to create a niche. We have to find another niche. If services is what we are good at today in the IT space, do not lose that. Build further on that. But we cannot remain services only. We have to go into technologies and products. We have to expand to that. Okay? And while we expand to that, I think the quality mindset, the quality culture must be part of the agenda. Must be mandatory. Otherwise, forget it. We don't want to be, see, Japan, they have so many successes, they say, okay, one failure, so what? One failure, so what? He can still sell the company, and I think he makes more money than what his net worth is by selling his company. Same thing in the US. You know, another failure, so what? So Max, 737 Max get grounded worldwide, so what? Malaysia, if we have one product, and it goes off scale because of quality issue, the whole economy will rattle. Okay? I'm just putting this argument, think about it. Proton, have we break the international markets? Okay? And that is a mechanical engineering type product. Proton is trying to go into the next stage, which is making into a better car with software in there. Okay, are we making it? I'm not saying Proton is bad, don't get me wrong, right? But if really we want to go outside the market, think about it. Okay, that's why now Proton is talking about electric cars and partnerships, transformation. I think that's the right path, if you ask me. I don't think Proton, for instance, I'm not hitting Proton anything, please don't get me wrong. I'm just using it as a case study. I don't think Proton alone, without smart partnership, will have enough money to do R&D. I don't think so. Okay, so these sort of things, I think it has to be there from day one. And we are late already. Quality thinking, we are late. Okay, and we talk about quality. Where is a good starting point to look at quality? Again, consider ISO standards, international standards. That is a body of knowledge. Don't take that as your enemy. Take that to be your friend. Take that as a reference point. Take that as a state of current practice of our competitors, our partners, our stakeholders. But what do? We hate international standards because we think it's going to kill innovation, it's going to kill novelty. Wrong concept. Sorry, I have to say that. Okay? Then the other thing is obviously with ISO certification, there are many case studies of success. This actually came from the Canadian bank. What bank is this? Business Development Bank of Canada. They went ISO, business grew. Okay? They went ISO for certain part of technologies, business grew. So if bank looks at it that way, and this is a vertical case study, what is the rest of our industry doing? Fighting ISO standards? Come on. Think about it again. Alright? So this is where I think all of us got to play a role. We all have got to play a role. This is a community and industry, a practitioner group. MSTB is just one of the entity, but we try to make a difference. We try to contribute. A lot of us in MSTB, we are, John is semi-retired. I would claim I'm about to retire. So like me, why am I in MSTB is because I think it's partly a CSR, a payback. For me personally, the industry has been good to me. Okay, I started my work in 94, 95. That sort of explain my age, but never mind. But then I've been working since then. I've not stopped. Under the old system, I would have retired, but then Master said, I mean, you cannot retire, so I go on. Then the Prime Minister came around and said, oops, okay. So I still work. But the point is, if I can pay back something to the industry, I think it's good payback. So I do a little bit of pro bono work with MSTB as director and all that. But otherwise, I need to put food on my table for my family, but that's a different thing. Okay? So I think if some of us have got a little bit of that, okay, then we can make it a better industry to move forward. Okay, but MSTB officially, what can it do? Few things. One, like I say, I've already justified the need for standards, the need for certification, the need for competency, the need for many things, consistent with the other speakers from international. There's no contradiction between us. And again, I qualify, we did not discuss, I don't know their slides at all before I saw what they presented. But in Malaysia, we also try to do the same, build the cooperation further. Basically, we understand there's about two other recognizable certification body in Malaysia. One is SIRIM, the other one is cybersecurity. And suddenly come along MSTB. We are sitting around the table today. Today, we're sitting around the table. We are coming up with an MOU to help Malaysia understand how certification works for technologies and various other things. And I can tell you for sure there's no contradiction between the three of us. That's why we can sit around the table. It just so happened that way. Okay? SIRIM is very focused on hardware. Cybersecurity is very focused on security matters and inter-op security and all those stuff. QLab, MSTB is very focused on software. So together, it's a combination of certification. Okay, and perhaps, that's what we need to become a product company that export technologies overseas. Perhaps. Think about it. If people ask you, how do you assure quality of your product? Because I have competitors coming from other countries. What have you got to defend? You find something. Maybe certification can help. So, same thing with the Russian company. Russian. If you talk about Russian software, what is in the head of what is our mind? Russian software. You trust the Russian software? Huh? Okay. So, branding issue, right? Whether good or bad, depends, right? So, I'm just using it as a test case. And because this Russian guy spoke in our conference yesterday, okay, we have a session with QLab and Brad spoke in our conference. And he He's South African Russian. The technology comes from Moscow. Okay? And he wants to break into new markets. He came to Malaysia, to MSTB, and asked us to certify the product, and we used all the ISO compliance, and we tested, and he passed. He went into new markets using our certification. All right? So at least, you know, what that says that our certification is not disputed by the some part of the world. So obviously we have more to work on to get the credibility of certification up so that the rest of the world recognize that. Okay, and I tell you, software certification, as far as I know, there's only 3 official ones. There's one in Korea, there's one in Japan, there's one in Malaysia. Okay, we all work on software certification, just like MSTB. But there is software certification in Spain. There's also software certification in Holland under Eric Van Wendendaal. So there are certifications everywhere. So again, if we say that we don't need certification, think again. Understand what the world is doing before we try to go to the world. Okay? Or as we go to the world. And we do many other things. I want to talk about this, but again, there are international things. We are always connected internationally. So if you want to see what sort of connections you need, you can always talk to Mastura, and maybe he can point out a few places. Then again, I just want to manage this expectation. No doubt our name is software testing. But do not get misled by the word software testing. We are more for quality overall. And software testing is an essential portion of achieving quality. Okay, so do not get misled by the software testing as if you only do software testing. It's not just about minimizing defects and failures. There are many other things we look at. And this is not the end of the list. Okay, I just want to manage that. I think that's the part we don't do well as MSTB over the years. Okay, okay, I'll go on to the last slide. Okay, I think we're back on track. Same thing I did in Tokyo, Nishi. Everybody took away my time and bring back the whole conference on track. Okay, so understand when you talk about certification, people, process, products. Okay, that's the base of it all. Can there be a hybrid over that? Maybe. Can there be a combination of multiple certification? Maybe. Okay, are there various certification schemes? Yes. Are some of the schemes recognized globally? Yes. Are some of the schemes not recognized globally because of proprietary? Yes, like a Windows machine, that is self-claim certification by Microsoft. Or Intel. Intel Core i7, that's inside. So that is not a certification of, it is Intel certification. But Intel is so big a brand, they can certify and people trust Intel certification. Understand? So certification comes in various schemes. So in the case of MSTB, we try to do this scheme for the country mostly. But it doesn't mean that we only certify Malaysian things. We actually certify non-Malaysian as well, if they want us to certify them. But most of our schemes, if not all, are internationally aligned. So there will be less dispute as you go overseas. That was by design. By design, the schemes. Okay, so in the case of people certification, we actually work on schemes with IIC, which is the International Software Testing Collection Board, based in EU, but it's represented worldwide. And the number of certified testers in the world today is reaching 750 or 800,000 already. They're projected by 2021-22 is going to be at least 1 million certified testers on the CDL skill. Now, you say, this is rubbish. Go ahead and say rubbish. If the world decides to do it and you decide to be different, then you better start understanding why you want to be different and why you don't follow the rest of the world on certain fundamentals, on certain basic common stuff. Okay, on the unique niche stuff, fine, but on the common things. So IIC certification for testing is becoming to be like a common criteria. Common criteria. I've seen too many, even multinational companies, when they advertise for positions, for jobs, whether it's a project manager, it's not even testing. I actually put, you must be certified tester, because quality mindset is there from the employers at different positions. Quality is across the organization. That's the responsibility of everybody. And the other one we work with IRAP. IRAP stands for International Requirements Engineering Board. So that is the current base things we have. So assuming that we take this forward into IR 4.0, how do you see, how can you have this a different perspective? So I would suggest that, since there are so many technologies out there in IR 4.0, there's so many different testing to be done. You cannot avoid it. So if you look at the schemes that MSTB offer in those certification, it's a combination of many things. This is not the exhaustive list. Okay, this is just some in the list. So we have to work out as MSTB sort of a list of capability for workforce certification to help this workforce build their skills, knowledge and skills, practice, and go to market with the company they work with their employees, or as entrepreneurs, or as whatever Silicon Valley company they want to be. Okay, so it's not just one certification, it's a combination of certifications for the people. Secondly, for the process, this is the current schemes that we worked on in the middle column. Okay, but when you look at going out there, you must look into the workforce working together in a team. The team is the organization. You know, there must be some form of commonality, some form of consistency across project and investment. Okay, and this is where ISO standards like and IIC standards like this will help. And this is not, again, not an exhaustive list. This is just a suggested list since we were told that, okay, let's talk about IR 4.0. Then on the product side now, this is the hardest. Okay, we certify normal software, CRIM certifies hardware, and cybersecurity certifies security related perspective of a product, because you cannot export some product if it's classified security products to any market or certain markets if you don't get a CSM security certification on the product by CSM, Cybersecurity Malaysia. So this list is a lot bigger, but since it's just it's a slide, we just put it wherever it is. But the other thing that comes in on the product side, plenty. And this is nothing compared to the list. I have a list of standards from IEEE combined with IEC, combined with ISO, combined with some other proprietary world leaders. It's pages and pages I got from my colleague in Tron Forum, Japan, because they were working on that in IoT big time. And that list is still with me, and there's about at least 500 standards combined. So which standards prevail? Difficult. So this is where MSTB, we think we can play a role. We try to select the standards based on our discussion and understanding with our international colleagues, and then we try to build an IR 4.0 helpful certification, a relevant certification, but not necessarily a comprehensive certification, not necessary. So that would help. So if we think that messaging and inter-op is an issue and risk, security and data privacy, like John says, then maybe there should be certification on security and privacy on top of the standard certification. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking at. So like this is the latest coming in, IEEE 2050. You know where that come from? That came from Tron Forum based in Tokyo. What Japan has been doing all these years under Sakamura-san, Professor Sakamura, is that they built the RTOS technology. RTOS stands for real-time operating systems that sits on chips. And for real-time is very different than normal operating system. You cannot put it. And yes, we kill it. 35 years. And the Japanese space rockets are even using Tron operating RTOS to make sure that the firing booster rockets are all managed real time and they go to space. To that level of high technology. Okay? And suddenly IEEE just realized that, and I appreciate that maybe we'll take it out from Japan and make it an IEEE standards. So it became 2050. Okay? And if you want to be a member of Tron Forum, you can. There is also a party in Malaysia working with Tron Forum, sign already, MOU sign, we're bringing the technology in. So, okay, how do you test this kind of embedded system? How do you certify it? Embedded is everywhere. Now I tell you, the latest technology on Tron coming in is on a special chip. Okay, a special microprocessor, which is going to be as cheap as the Raspberry Pi. You know, and all these microprocessors, you need power. You know what they do for power? A solar cell. How big is a solar cell? That big. And what it is? Featherweight. So you stick it to the roof, you have the light, you have the power, enough to power the sensor, suddenly the cell drops on the roof and it flies down like a feather. Nobody gets hurt. Now who thinks of that kind of technology? Right? You're going to have sensors without power, right? And you're going to be wiring everywhere, or you're going to put batteries everywhere, right? How are you going to maintain the batteries? Okay, and Master tell me time out. Okay, so I'm telling you, there's so much to be done, and MSTB is trying to help. Okay, MSTB is trying to help, but we cannot do it alone. If we can work with the industry, come and work with us. We don't have money. Okay, we are not for profit. Okay, but if there's industry, we have the contacts, we have the know-how, we have the experts, we have friends everywhere in the world. That is our value proposition. Okay, so if you need help to even get yourself into IR 4.0 or get attestation and certifications, and we have to build skills to get skills and certifications and whatever, we can work on it. That is the thing that we do. And we are very ecosystem people. We understand ecosystem. We've been working ecosystem with the government of Malaysia for the past 10, 12 years. We work with Indonesia ecosystem. Actually, we went everywhere. Talk about ecosystem. It's just that the sustaining of the ecosystem is the problem. Japan, US, EU, they can sustain the ecosystems. We start the ecosystem, we kill it off. We start, we kill it off. I don't know why we do that. Sorry, I'm quite critical. Okay? Zero. Sorry. That's me. I don't fit in this culture. Okay, so, but point is, that's us. Okay, and we have to rethink. Okay, we have to rethink. So I will end up with this. We are contactable, you own the address. And again, thank you for listening to me. And excuse me if I say some harsh comments. That's me. Because I end up speaking internationally, so sometimes you got to be a bit critical. But positively critical. Okay, thank you.